Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the case may be, wherever you are today. This is the Ruger Blackhawk single-action revolver. In 1955, Bill Ruger, following on the success of his .22 caliber single-six revolver, capitalized on the country's love affair with the Western. Colt had discontinued their single-action Army revolver, leaving the market wide open. While the Blackhawk resembled a traditional single-action revolver, Ruger modernized its design with nearly unbreakable coil springs instead of the traditional flat springs. The first Blackhawks had a flat-top frame and were in .357 Magnum. In 1956, Ruger offered them in .44 Magnum. In 1962, Ruger changed the frame, adding the protective ears that you see here around the rear frame and the sight. The .44 Magnum was dropped from the traditional Blackhawk frame, but was made on the larger Super Blackhawk. In 1965, Ruger offered the standard Blackhawk in .41 Magnum. In 1968, they began production in .30 carbine, which was the only caliber in the Blackhawk in a 7.5-inch barrel. And in 1971, Ruger chambered the Blackhawk in .45 Colt, the rarest of all old model guns, because in 1973, all of the single-action revolvers made by Ruger were redesigned with a new transfer bar safety that allowed all the new guns to safely carry 6 rounds. These new model guns are known as 2-screw frames because they have only 2 screws holding the frame, and as you can see here in this gun, this has 3 screws. The old model guns tend to be worth more money because the action is better and because there are less of them, being only in production for 20 years, whereas the new models have been around for 40. This particular gun was one of the last of the old model Blackhawks made in 1972. It is in .357 Magnum and has the longer 6.5-inch barrel. Ruger has offered over the years to convert any old model revolver to a modern transfer bar safety. However, to me and some collectors, it does reduce the value. This gun has not converted, and if possible, it will never be converted. I have no problem myself loading this gun with only 5 rounds. I have shot both converted and unconverted guns, and to me the unconverted Blackhawks have a bit smoother action. I have owned several Blackhawks in different calibers, and by far the .357 is my favorite. You can hunt small game with 38 specials, which any .357 Magnum revolver will chamber, or light Magnums, on up to the heavier Magnums, which are capable of taking white-tailed deer easily. On a side note, you'll notice this gun is wearing the original wooden grips, which are known as the Black Eagles. Ruger stopped making these grips prior to new models coming out in 1972. Some of the new grips in polymer and hard plastic will have the Black Eagles, but not the wood grips. These are the traditional Silver Eagle grips, which came out afterwards in 1972. Many people just tossed out the old grips, not thinking what they were worth or that they really wouldn't matter to put on their guns, but a nice pair of original wooden Black Eagle grips in near mint condition go for $65 or more, compared to the $20 or $30 for the Silver Eagle grips. I hope to make a video of this gun at the range pretty soon, so until then, God bless America, and vaya con Dios.